Hello and welcome to another Pop Culture Reacts and another guest suggestion. This one is from a Dave Lewis who has given us Bloodywood, and we've gone with Masha Bhasad. So I know of Bloodywood. There's the metals. Um, does the name give you any sort of an idea of what they are, Mr. Said?
Well, I cheated a little bit and I just wikied in, so I do have an idea of what they are, but I didn't beforehand. I mean, I kind of probably would have gone with Bloody in the title. We're probably in the world of metals, and also because of the video that was being reacted to, I kind of go, okay, probably in that area. But no, like just read a little cheeky little snifter about them, about how they were a parody band that started off doing metal covers of pop music and then transitioned that into being a band. So I just thought, wow, that's interesting. Like, and I mean that like legitimately, like that's really cool to kind of go. They were probably doing it for fun, and they've managed to turn it into a career and get some popularity. So God bless them.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's that sort of thing of like a lot of bands start. You're playing the songs that you like, or things like that. And you need your little niche to get shows and stuff. Before you start writing your own stuff, because you're not opening up and going right here is Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath straight away.
Yeah,
you need to work your way up to that sort of thing. So
well,
yeah, no.
And despite having zero musical talent, I was somewhat sideways in a covers band as a kid. Like I think anyone who had any intent of doing music starts off doing covers, don't they? As you say,
Exactly.
Like, that's the, you've got something you can learn. Then you don't have to write shit, do you? You can just get like you can just copycat someone else. But my short-lived career as a musician.
Exactly. So are we ready to go to Bloodywood?
We blooming are. Expect a riot. I'm putting closed captions on.
Ooh.
Let's see how this works out. Right, let's go for it.
Let's go.
It's a fight between can and should. So bounce to the sound, make a revolution. This is an act of war, this is the evolution. Remember those who raised before, with the last straw hard to the core, and we're ready for more. Rise up and get on the attack. Become the generation to break the camel's back. Said break the camel's back. Said break the camel's back. Rise up, get on the attack. Become the generation to break the camel's back. The one thing is okay. Comes back to it. It's the whole game. Jump a bit like I'm a bit like I'm a full rocket high. Machi, I don't think I'm Machi, I don't think I'm Machi, I can say Machi, I don't think I'm all the images can see. Come on, but the cuts of who are taking me off the mother. Machi, I don't think I'm Machi, I don't think I'm Machi, I can say Machi, I don't think I'm all the images can see. Come on, but the cuts of who are taking me off the mother. Hey there, hi, I'm ready to die. The rare kind of guy who's willing to try to take the big shots at the big boys. Boom, boom, bang, make a big noise, shake it up, I got the big toys. Rhyme with dust with the best of the rest. Grab the power by the neck and put it to the test. No flag on my bulletproof vest. Spoke to my heart, so I never got a guess. Hear those who came before. Feel what is yet to come. Know what you're fighting for. It's why we go to war. The one thing is okay. Comes back to it. It's the whole game. Jump a bit like I'm a bit like I'm a full rocket high.
Dogs.
That's a win for you.
Yeah.
It's a fight that goes beyond bad and good. It's a fight that goes beyond bad and good.
So, what did you think of that?
First things first, I want to say admirable shilling at the end of your pop video.
Yes.
I like, we said the little snippet we know about him is like a kind of a covers band of Become Something. And you can kind of see that by the way they do that at the end, can't you? Like they're obviously used to having to do the grind, and probably what modern musicians have to do when they don't have like an old school recording contract and things like that. Can I do my negative first? Because I want to get that out of the way, because it's very small. I feel like it was about a minute too long. And not with the extra bit at the end of the video. I just feel like the song went maybe like one kind of chorus on top at the end, maybe too long for me. But it wasn't anything that was particularly affecting. It just felt like it could have been wrapped up sooner, and that might have made it even better.
Yeah.
And that's my one negative that I have for it.
See, I'm not a big fan of the clean singing. So the bald guy. And colour me, surprised. It's too new metal for its own good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said new metal, because I was going to get to new metal, considering what I said about new metal before, but saying I only have one negative, and I didn't mention new metal as a negative.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would have much preferred the new metally bits being in. I would imagine it's Punjab. Is what they're singing in.
That's what I was going with in my mind. Yeah.
That was awesome, and then the gutturals not being overpowering there all the time, but being that accenting on them, like I like the bald guy's cleaner singing. I don't know if it's just 'cause it was in English or and it sort of didn't sit right, but it just didn't sit right with me for that. I could have done without him and more of the long-haired singer of the two, but the use of the Punjabi drums with the fucking metal beats.
Oh, it went beautifully, didn't it?
Beautiful. I am all for that.
It was like that food combination you didn't know was going to be really good, and then you eat it, you go, "Why have I not been eating this all my life?"
Down-tuned guitars and banger drums. Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I really. And it was one of those where instantaneously, because they go into that straight away. I was like, "Wow." I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't necessarily expecting this, but I really like this, and that kind of hook pulled me earlier and carried me all the way through the song. As I say, I felt it could have been a little bit shorter, but it wasn't like it massively outstayed its welcome. I just think it more impactful. When you talk about the difference between the two singers, I thought like the bald guy was obviously a lot more kind of delivering it a bit kind of hip hoppy. His delivery was a bit more like he was kind of rap singing, I would say. But I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that it kept transitioning between the two. I found kept it quite fresh for me. But if there's one thing I will say is, and obviously closed captions were on, and I could see what they were actually singing about. And I would say lyrically, his was more impactful. not even just from a kind of sound perspective, but when you're actually reading it, like when you get to his bit, it kind of feels very much there's a political message here. You know, this is about expect to riot, people rise up, we've been lied to, we like things we promise haven't. And I will say that, like, when the other guy was doing his what I'll call the rapping bit, purely because it's easy to distinguish that way, his felt a bit more generic. Still good, but like I didn't feel like it was reinforcing necessarily the message that was coming in the chorus. But I just think sound-wise, they blended quite well for me. And yes, I do think there's new metal hints in there, but I think there's new metal hints. For me, I got the feeling that this band is a big fan of Rage Against the Machine as well. And I'm not saying this was Rage levels, but I feel like that's where they were kind of building up to. But starting off from a new metal base and trying to build to Rage Against the Machine. Who recommended this one again?
2 seconds.
Sorry, because my memory's terrible, so apologies.
Dave Lewis.
Dave Lewis, you can recommend again, my boy. You get a gold star from me. I'm very impressed with that. Really enjoyed it. And I don't think I'd have come across that. I don't think I would have. I don't think it would have showed up on my radar. I don't think it would have come into my recommendations, because I don't think I listened to anything close enough to that for it to probably get on there. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, these are one of those ones that, in that way, that like the Who, the Mongolian metal band, and what's the Australian ones? The Maori ones.
I don't know.
I can't remember what they're called.
But remember, if you can't remember them, write it down when you do remember, and we'll have a crack at that.
Yeah, the Maori metal band that I think we did in our previous existence, the Maori one.
Did we? I don't remember this.
I think so.
Or
it's a weird dream, fever dream.
You have dreams about me being in another room talking to you.
But yeah, it's one of those of they get all the thing of like, the Indian metal band, the Mongolian metal. So I was always one of those of I want to hear them on their own merit. And I do know that they were Bloodstock this year, and a couple of my mates who went to Bloodstock went, they're good live. So that was on my list of things to listen to at some point.
Ooh. It's one of the fears, isn't it? As you say, like, regardless of like this, where we're kind of going like, you know, it's the Indian metal band, it's the Maori metal band. Anything you apply to it, sometimes you can go into it and think, am I just being sold a gimmick rather than anything with substance? And don't get me wrong, there's gimmicky elements to it, but I like the gimmick, and I will listen to more of them. But I will be coming back for more of these.
So yes, definitely do more of that. As always, like, subscribe, ring bells, and if you want something picked to be watched, don't know, put some comments in.
And if you liked it, let us know. And if it's your first time, your millionth time of listening to that song, either way, let us know. Let us know what you thought.
And feed us with more music from the world. So Seddon can get his grubby little mitts on it.
Vegetarian only, obviously.
And if it's got a dog in the video, it's an instant win.
Now, just to clarify, you're right, it is an instant win, but I don't want people to think that I only like that because it had a dog in the video. I liked it regardless of the dog, but the dog did help, yes.
And till next time, goodbye.